Okay, here's chapters 96 through 98 of Lock the Doors. 96. If you thought this was going to have a happy ending, you weren't paying attention. I laughed down the phone because Amy is right. Sometimes, for the briefest moments, I still imagine her as my girlfriend. I picture a life that's impossible, like most of the lives we dream. Whatever Amy dreamed of, I doubt it was this. Her parents are awaiting trial, she's going to be a witness, and Logan is probably back with his real family now. There was no emotional reunion on the news. Whatever happened was in secret, although, remembering how Jay swept up Aaron when he disappeared, I imagined an eruption of relief and a hug that lasted hours. Maybe one day Pauline Connolly will reveal how it feels to have her son home, but some wounds are too deep to fully heal, and I think she and Logan will always be unknown to the rest of the world. "How's your dad?" I ask, and Amy is quiet for a long time. "I don't know. I still can't believe he let you do it. I used to hate him for not standing up to Mom, but I guess he got the better of her in the end. It's not a win, though, is it?" Amy sighs. "We don't deserve to win." I think back to the day in the clearing when Amy told me her plan. Her dad had told Jane that he buried Will in one place when he'd actually hidden him in another. I thought it was to protect his family and to give her a safe place to grieve without ever risking the truth coming out. It looked like a smart move when Jane got so confident that she brought us there. But Amy destroying the shrine lit a fuse under her mother she knew wouldn't be stopped. She would explode, she'd blame me, and all we had to do was film it. "Dad wasn't protecting Mom," Dad says. "It was the one thing he had over her. I didn't know if he would ever use it. But the day Mom took Aaron, we knew we had to escape. I hated her for making your family suffer. The police found Will's real grave. Dad told them everything." "Was it really you that took Logan?" Now that Amy is miles away, just a voice in my ear rather than a mystery to solve, I can ask the sort of questions that always stalled before. I don't think I can upset her any more than she already is. "Yes," she says, "I took him." I don't reply because there's nothing I can say that's right. Instead, I wait until she says, "I feel different now it's over. Not better, just different." "I'm sorry," I say, because I am. Sometimes saving someone doesn't end well for everyone. Sometimes saving someone doesn't end well for everyone. Sometimes it doesn't end well for anyone. When she doesn't speak, I ask, "What's it like there?" "It's okay. It still feels like everyone's pretending, but not like before." She's staying with a new family now, a temporary one that looks after people like Amy. They have 2 kids of their own, but she doesn't talk about them. "It's not forever," I reply, and then Nia says hi. They talk on the phone too, but always behind closed doors. I don't know what they say to each other, and I won't ask. Sometimes Nia tells me stories about Amy before the accident. She feels guilty for not realizing the change was more serious than kid stuff, but it's not her fault. My sister is making up for lost time now, and I can feel Amy's smile down the phone when I mention her name. "I miss you," I whisper. "Me too." I still see her in the gaps she used to fill. I picture her behind the curtains in a house that's now a crime scene. I remember her smiling at me from across the courtyard at school, and I feel her when I sit by the Head Start line and repeat the conversations we had before I dug too deep. What Mom says about memories, that a few, some good and some bad, become tattoos on your soul. Well, Amy is one of those tattoos. 97. We spoke about moving because even when you buy new doors and wardrobes and replaster the walls, there are some things you can't change. Houses have echoes, and this one has more than most. But Mom wanted to stay. "We can't change what happened here," she said, "but we can write a new story." Nia raised her eyebrows at me because it was pretty cheesy, but out loud she said, "Cool." And that was that. We stayed. "Whose choice is it?" Jay asks. Aaron yells, "Tom's!" I used to hate the pressure of being in charge of family film night. Whatever I picked would piss off someone, usually Nia, and Aaron would be huffy because that he couldn't sing along, but tonight I'm happy to choose. I used to wait to be invited into a circle of 4, and even then I'd feel awkward. Now I don't wait because this is my home. When the film's over, Nia tucks her brother in while Mom and Jay tidy up. So much is the same as it used to be, but not everything. I stand outside the bedroom and watch my sister play some tunes and whisper made-up stories. Then I come in without asking and sit next to her on the bed. She smiles, then carries on whispering because Aaron won't sleep until he's happy with the ending. When he's not, he suggests alternatives, and Nia laughs and says, Whose story is this?" There's not enough for all of us on There's not enough room for all of us on the bed, but we manage anyway. Erin listens wide-eyed to every single word while I close mine and think about Mom. She used to tell me stories in bed, then fall asleep next to me, not by mistake, but because it was our safe place. I knew she was protecting me, but I didn't always know why. Sometimes I have to remember that Jane was a mother too, turned desperate by tragedy. I don't think I can ever say that out loud because of what she did to Logan and to Erin, but that's what I think as Nia finishes her story and kisses her brother goodnight. "Are you coming?" she asks, and I look at Erin and imagine what might have been. Not yet. 98. "Are we nearly there?" Erin moans because we've already walked past the lake and the cafe and the playground, and his excitement slipped a notch with every "not yet." "Soon," I tell him. As we turn right, Jay looks at Mom and says, "I didn't even know this was here." The trees are in full bloom now, and there are people sunbathing and having picnics and playing with their kids. When we find a space, Mom lays out a blanket while Jay and Nia unpack the food. "This is nice, mate," Zach says. "Thanks again for the invite." "No worries." "Look!" Erin yells, pointing at a squirrel running at full speed. It stops right in front of us and waits. I crouch next to my brother and say, "He's not the only one." Erin looks to where I'm pointing, and we see more of them dashing between our groups and racing up and down trees like they own the place. I realize now that they do. "This is brilliant," he says. Do you want to feed them?" asks Nia. "Yes." I think of the day Amy brought me here. She said she used to visit with her brother, but I was imagining the wrong one. I wish I'd known the truth then, and I wish she was here now. "Honey!" "She's eating my bed frame." Erin laughs as more squirrels bound over, and Nia looks happier than I've ever seen her. Zach is feeding them too, watching as they grab things then scamper. "They're like furry ninjas," he says, but I don't join in. I feel grateful and sad and heartbroken because we're happy, but not everyone can say that. Amy's family's shattered, and what was left was a lie and then a horror story. And I'm still thinking of her when Jay touches my shoulder and says, "How are you feeling?" This was her favorite place. Mom is watching us smiling, and Jay says, "Maybe it can be ours now." He looks uncertain because this is new for both of us, and we still don't know the rules. "I think so," I say. I watch Nia chase Erin, his giggles filling the park. Then I close my eyes and imagine Amy playing here with the brother she lost far too soon. Will's silhouette dances away from me, a shape I can't fill in, but Amy's is crystal clear, and she looks beautiful. And she looks beautifully, blissfully happy. I know she's not that person anymore, but I hope that one day, if she wants to, she'll come here with us.